go. Wastegate got here. I need something to open it. We'll just use this wastegate. The color I chose was black because we're trying to stay low key.
Well, you can cook that. Well, you could probably just rip that off.
Yeah, good.
Christmas came early, guys.
Christmas came early. So this is going to be piping. The turbo comes with the stock wastegate. This is going to be to block that one off and then just add your own Ooh. Ooh. So check. I'm not editing this out. So I'm going to help you guys out. So, as you know, in the box, it comes with the spring. So depending on the boost application that's on the screen right here, whatever boost that you're trying to run is basically the spring that you're gonna have to install. So it comes basically all these springs, like I said, and then it comes with the clamps for the wastegate, and then it comes with the wastegate itself. So right now I'm gonna install my springs based on the boost application that I'm gonna run for now. If my tuner says that I should change it, then I'll change it. But basically what has to happen is we have to open this top, install our springs, then we have to close it, which is gonna be tricky, but like I said, we'll get through it. Alright, so now that it's off, these holes right here mean nothing. I mean, they probably mean something, but as far as putting springs in, they don't like snap in and whatever. So the wastegate itself, it has like little teeth in the inside. The spring sits on one of those like little things like that. And then, so obviously you put the small one first, and then you put the big one in there. So here comes the hard part. So now these springs are in here. Now you gotta take this cap and you have to close it. Wait, we have to be careful because if I actually like accidentally let go of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So as you can see, I'd highly suggest doing that with 2 people. So after getting the springs inside of the wastegate, what you want to do is you want to put off your block off plate. So there's going to be 2 on this side right here that you're going to put on and screw on. Then there's going to be 1 on this side, and then there's just going to be the line right here that you're going to screw on. So it comes with 2 washers. So what you want to do is you want to put 1 in the front, 1 in the back, and then just have this facing up. And then as far as the bottom goes, so I put the clamp on, but it comes with this little ring on the bottom of it. What you want to do is you want to put that on there, make sure that it's flush enough. Put the clamp around it, and then pretty much just putting it on the turbo and then clamping it down. So I'm going to show you how to block off the internal wastegate. So with the external wastegate, it comes with these block off plates. So this is going to be like the little arm or whatever, and then this is going to be the bracket. But before you do that, actually I guess we can put it together. So what you want to do is you want to take the little swivel part of it and you want to put it in the hole of the bracket, and then it gives you like the additional hardware you need to like for the screws and stuff. So I'm not going to tighten this now, I just want to show you guys how to put it together, but that's how you put that together, so it'll look something like this. But next we're going to do is we're going to actually take this off of the turbo. It's going to have like some little pins, so what I found useful is get like a little pick tool with the sharp end, or you can get like a flathead or whatever, and you're going to take this little clip off right here. You don't want to break it just because, but kind of like give it a little ow. We have that removed. We're going to take the bolts off. I recommend getting a wrench because there's actually a spot back here that you can't fit like a socket in. So then what's next is actually putting the bracket on, and it goes like this. So when I told you to take off this little piece right here, make sure that when you take it off, if you haven't already, don't break it. Make sure you don't lose it because you're going to need it, especially for this turbo. So 4 turbos, I guess, that aren't like this, where you can, it's like a bolt, you take it out. This one's not. It kind of has like this mount already like welded or whatever on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the mount on. We're gonna put it like this. So the way that this works is this is actually adjustable. So if it's too short, you can extend it. If it's too long, you can extract it. But you want it to be as tight as possible, remember, because you have to, this is basically, the turbo's relying on this to keep the wastegate, the internal wastegate shut. So it has to be pretty much as tight as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the minimum. And then we're gonna tighten. So what you wanna do is the mount moves. What you wanna do is you wanna have it as far to the right as possible, because if you have it over here to the left, it can still, like, you know what I mean, like it has like a little play. So if you put it to the right, then it has no play at all, especially if it's gonna be tight. So again, I'm trying to move so you can see. So if it's to the left, it's gonna have a little play. If it's to the right, when it's tightened, it's not gonna have play at all. Make sure that it's all the way to the right and then just tighten it. Bottom right here, this is where your intercooler piping is going to go. This is where the downpipe is going to connect in the vehicle. Intake connection right here, and then on the top, this is going to be where your wastegate goes. Only thing that's left to do is put the coolant and oil lines on the turbo, and then we're ready to put it in the vehicle. So yesterday we left off with me explaining where each connection on the turbo goes, and after that I took a big break, and I came back later last night, and I ended up putting the oil lines on and the coolant lines on. So the turbo is actually ready to be mounted, so let's go do that. So before we mount it, I figured I'd show you guys basically the whole setup. I kind of forgot what line is what, but using common sense, I know that this is a coolant line because this is the one that goes up to the driver's side. This is the other coolant line, and then this is going to be the oil line right here. And then I know for a fact that this is the oil line because I remember taking this one off. This is hard. That is heavy. Attempt 2. Okay, attempt 3. Ah, it's going sideways. Wrong way. This is freaking heavy, bro. So we have the turbo mounted. I mounted this whole thing by myself and it was extremely heavy. But we have it mounted. Wastegate up here with the wastegate pipe coming down. We have all the oil and coolant lines down below all mounted. We just got done with everything, boys. So you can't see, let me get a light. All the vacuum lines are done. So of course wastegate, there's a wastegate vacuum line, and then if you look down there, right there is going to be the boost controller, and one side goes to the intake. Basically the factory line that came down, one side goes there, and then there's going to be one side that goes to the charge pipe. So in total there's 4 connections. So wastegate, there's going to be the intake coupler that it goes on, so it's like a fitting that you gotta install, and then the third one's going to be the factory intake, and then the fourth one's going to be the charge pipe. What I did is I actually had to reroute this one right here because it was hitting this, so you can't see it because it's kind of in the way, but it goes underneath it. So the main thing with these lines is you got to make sure that they don't touch anything because they will get extremely hot. The last thing you want to do is burn through something. So that pretty much does it for this vlog. Part 1 was taking the turbo off. Part 2 was putting the turbo on and connecting the vacuum, coolant, and oil lines. Part 3 is going to be putting the car back together. So the only thing that I'm waiting for is going to be the charge pipe. It should get here, I guess, like next Tuesday or Wednesday. As soon as I get that, I'll put the car back together. I do have to change the oil, and I do have to put coolant in it. But just look out for part 3. But other than that, I will catch you guys then, which will be next week. Laters.